Welcome to our Soul Space podcast.
Hey guys, we're so happy to see you on our first podcast.
I'm Tracy.
I'm Carissa.
And together we are creating a fun, uplifting podcast to help you find joy in your life or happiness, find your happy place. Get rid of the things that are holding you back and be your authentic self.
Absolutely. So we're so excited to share these things with you, and we hope you enjoy this topic today that we're discussing and the future ones as well.
Yeah. Today we are going to talk about
Today we're going to talk about choosing happiness and making the decision to be happy and what that means for your life and how it can help you moving forward.
Yeah. It is your choice every day to be happy or not. Even if you're having a bad day, you can still have that happiness within you. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that and how you can create that for yourself and remind yourself that, hey, I can be happy. Even if there's stuff going on that I don't like in my life right now, I can still choose to be happy.
Right. I think one of the big pieces of this is thinking about how you don't have to stay there. I think a lot of people get stuck in thinking, well, this day has been awful and all of these things are happening, snowballing, and I have to just be in that and be mad and be upset. But honestly, you don't.
Right.
Things happen much easier for you and help you move forward a lot more easily if you're willing to kind of let that go. And that's one thing I think a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah.
And a lot of our clients struggle with, and we in the past have struggled with, is kind of letting go of what's going on in the moment, saying, okay, this is where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to stay here? No.
Right.
If I'm not feeling good, I don't want to stay there.
No.
I don't know about you. No. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to stay in that moment of feeling awful, because then you just continue to feel awful.
Yeah.
So we're going to share some things about personal stories.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about a couple of things that can help you to kind of pivot from that moment of feeling awful to feeling better. And we're just going to enjoy a little chat today.
Yeah. I have a cool story that a friend of mine told me the other day. Well, it was a couple of weeks ago. We were having coffee and she had started this new job a few months ago and just trying to get into the swing of it, and totally different place that she's ever worked before. She's in a manufacturing plant and she's never done that kind of work before. She's done construction and other things, but never on a line where you're assembling things. And she was telling me about her struggle of being a control freak about her happiness or about what's going on around her. And if these people would hurry up, I could get my job done, and she said she was just kind of mulling that around in her head, just bitching at herself, and well, if this person would get her stuff done, then I could get going and give this person his stuff, and it just clicked in her head. She said it was just like a big light bulb came on, and she said, you know what? If there was a curtain here where I couldn't see what the person ahead of me and what the person behind me was doing, it wouldn't matter to me. I can just be happy in my own space and not worry about, oh, what is she doing? Why isn't she getting this done? I just have to wait there until the stuff came to me. I get my job done and I send it to the next person. And she said it just changed her whole attitude about the work. And she said, I just thought, wow, I'm the one in charge of my own happiness. It's not the person ahead of me or the person behind me. And she said it was just a huge aha moment. And I thought, that's a story that needs to be shared, because don't we all do that in our work or in our day-to-day life? You know, you're always thinking, okay, if this person would get this done, then I could do what I need to do. No,
Yeah.
you don't have to be crabby about it or unhappy. You can still be happy and do what you need to do.
Right. And that's so brilliant. It makes me think about, how many times a day have we thought, or have other people thought about, well, if this person would just be nicer to me, I would be so much happier.
Right.
Or if, this, and this would be different, I could be happy.
Yeah.
But the thing is like, even with all of those things being the same, that main factor is you.
Yeah.
You are the common denominator. You are the one that is in charge of that. And isn't it so disempowering?
Yeah.
To say, if these things were different, I could be happy.
Right.
And isn't it so empowering to say, even with all of these factors, I can be happy.
Yeah.
You get to choose that for yourself, and it's not for anybody else. It's for you.
Exactly.
You get to choose. You always get to choose. You are the creator of your reality. And isn't that wonderful? Because it's like all these factors being the same, I can still enjoy my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, for me, that feels empowering. It feels like freedom.
Right.
To be able to say that, like, I can still be that.
Yeah.
Nothing around me can say differently. That's my choice.
Yeah.
You can do what you're going to do, and you can be where you're at. I'm going to choose to be in my happy place.
Yeah, it's so good when you finally realize that you're the one in charge of you, nobody else, and you're not in charge of anyone else either.
Right.
You know? I remember my little sister growing up, she would say, "You're not the boss of me," and it's true. You're not the boss of anyone else but you. So why do we try to be that? You can't make someone do things that they're not ready to do, or they don't want to do. You can suggest or say, "Hey, what about this? Wouldn't this help you be happier?" If they can choose to do it or not. And you can do that too, with things that are suggested to you. So
yeah, and I think it's important to remember that people don't have to take your advice.
Right.
Even if it's good, and you have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Everybody has their autonomy. You don't want someone else telling you what to do.
Yeah.
And other people feel the same. Yeah. So I think it's really important to think about, okay, well, if they don't take my advice, I have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
Because they're on their own journey, they're their own person. And sometimes it can be really hard. It can be really hard to watch.
Yeah.
But when you can let go of that control of, this is my nucleus, this is what I'm in charge of, is me and my immediate sphere. Right. And everything else will work itself out.
Yeah.
And once you can kind of allow yourself to get into that space more and more, it really helps with feeling happy, because you don't have to worry about what everybody else is doing. You're like, they can make their own choices.
Yeah.
I mean, there are certain exceptions, small children.
Right.
Sometimes we need to guide them more than adults. But we're talking more about adults and the people in your life that you might feel that sense of, I need to help them. I need to control.
Yeah.
You don't.
You don't. No, you don't at all. And I remember kids growing up, my kids, leave your dirty laundry wherever, take your socks off in the living room, and you just leave them lay there. I learned, because I didn't want to be pissed off all the time, okay, so what, there's socks on the floor. Who cares really when you get down to it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to ruin your day. So letting that stuff, you don't want it to get out of hand. You want to set some rules if it's your house or whatever, but it's their choice ultimately what they do, so we don't have to micromanage, I guess, be somebody that is, and sometimes you do anyway without thinking about it. But even if you are that way, you can not let things bother you so much. Don't let it ruin your day if somebody isn't doing what you think they should do, because that might not be their path. That might not be what they need to do.
Right. And there are small problems and
Right.
there are big problems.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people that the small problems really get to them and fester and become a bigger and bigger problem that it didn't need to be.
Yeah.
So that's where kind of letting go of, okay, they
Mhm.
can do them and I can do me, and we
Mhm.
can both be in our own space, even if we have to be separate for a little while.
Right.
But you're right
Yeah.
about setting boundaries. You can still have the boundaries. You can still have consequences if it's children, for things that they're doing that they shouldn't be doing, because
Right.
consequences are real and natural consequences are even better.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's part of learning, was part of our journey, and
Exactly.
everyone's going to make mistakes in kind of applying this information. Everybody's going to make mistakes.
Mhm.
Everyone's going to have difficulty sometimes. We both still do, even though
Right.
it's gotten much, much easier the more we
Yeah.
practice. But
Yeah.
that's why everything we do is called practicing. It's a
Yeah.
practice.
Life is a practice.
Yeah.
Right?
The
You
learning
know,
experience, that's
right.
for sure.
Yeah. And you never get it all right. And if you do, then it's your time to go.
Well, if you're getting it
Yeah.
all right, you want to share
Yeah.
with us. We don't mind hearing about that too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's all a learning process. And if you just mind your own business and worry about what you're doing and be the best you that you can be, then it makes everyone around you be a better person too. I think everyone. I have a sign in my kitchen that says, "Mind your own biscuits, and life will be gravy." And I read it every day because I think, okay, if you're thinking about something, oh, I wish they would do this or whatever, you can just think about it. It's none of your business. Everybody has their own life to live and their own path to follow. So we can't we can't really interfere with that. You can help someone if they ask for help and guide them, but ultimately it's their choice if they want to be happy or not, or
Right. And one phrase that I've always liked, it's kind of a cliche, but I still like it. It's, variety is the spice of life.
Yeah.
If we were all meant to be the same, we would be, but we're not.
You're right.
And isn't that so fun that we can be, so different, but yet still come together and care about each other and love each other. And just, I don't know, variety is what makes life interesting.
Exactly.
And so that's the thing, is like, there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be things that go right and things that go wrong. But the more we can let it be, like, okay, this happened. Do I like it? No. Is it my preference? Absolutely not. But I can move on from there.
Yeah.
I can decide that, okay, this happened. All right. So is there a solution to this? All right. I'm going to move toward that.
Yeah.
Rather than sitting. That's what a lot of people tend to do. And it's an easy habit to get into.
Right.
I know I sat there for many, many years. Yeah. But there's a lot less joy there.
And if you sit in that energy of being upset or being unhappy, you're creating more of that because you're in that energy and you're thinking about it and mulling it around. And if you would just go for a walk or, listen to some music or do something that makes you happy. Everyone has certain things that you're always happy doing. And if you remember those things and say, oh, shoot, I need to change up my energy. I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to paint, or I'm going to write, or I'm going to watch a comedy movie or something, if you maybe spend some time thinking about those things that do make you happy or lift your spirits and get you in a better mood, have a list that you can look at if you have trouble thinking about them when you're in that space of happiness or unhappiness.
It can be hard to think about.
Yeah.
Well, what else can I do? Because if you're not feeling well, it's hard to bring those thoughts of things that are better.
Yeah.
So I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really good to have that list somewhere where you take a picture of it on your phone so you have it anytime you're getting down or, beating yourself up over something, whatever it is. Look at that list and pick something and do it, and your mood is going to change like that.
I have a notes app on my phone,
Mhm.
and I love it because then I can label things and then I can just search for that. So I could go happy place.
List.
I
Yeah.
have a happy list, my
Yeah.
happy place list or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. And then you can just search for that and find it right away,
Yeah.
or have it in a folder that's just for that stuff.
Yes.
Where you can just right away, I can just pull it up. I know right where it is, because we always have our phones on us
Right.
these days.
Yeah.
So for me, that's the easiest place to keep something like that.
Yeah.
So you don't have to where did I put that notebook?
Mhm.
Everybody knows where their phone is.
That's true. Yeah. So what are some things that you like to do to change your mood up for yourself?
I love to listen to music.
Mhm.
That's one thing. A lot of times that can help me. I love to go outside. Being outside and nature always makes me feel better.
Mhm.
For me, meditation is huge. Having a daily meditation practice completely changed my life, which that's something we'll talk about later.
Yeah. We'll do another podcast. on
Yeah,
meditation.
yes, I love meditation. And it is for everybody, because meditation isn't just one thing. So we'll talk about that at another time. I love to look at pictures of my family, especially my baby niece.
That's
She's
awesome.
so cute.
Yeah.
So, that changes my mood immediately, because then I'm on thinking about her.
Right.
I'm not thinking about what had just happened. Thinking, oh, you're so cute. I can't even stand
Yeah.
it. So having things like that is make you happy
Mhm.
are super useful to have and to know.
Yeah.
About myself. For myself, the pictures of my niece are on my phone.
Yeah.
So I can just pull that up in 2 seconds notice, look at a couple pictures of my niece, I'm feeling better, go back to whatever I was doing,
Right. I'm
usually
the
working or
same. I have grandkids that I look at on my phone too, and take videos when I can and watch a video of them goofing around, and totally gets your mood. Some people have pets, so take a video of your pet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Pets are one of the best
Right.
Things for coping and for pivoting from where you're at to a
Yes.
place that's better.
Yeah.
Because how can you think about your pet and not be happy?
Right.
Look at their little ears, and they're looking at me with those little puppy dog eyes, and they're running around. How do you not be happy thinking about your pet?
Yeah. And just petting them for a couple minutes, that always raises your mood or
For sure.
gets you in a better space, for sure. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love it. Anything else? Oh, about our group. We started a group from our Facebook page, Soul Space, and the group is called, I can never remember the name.
It's called
Our
Happy Soul Space, and our page on Facebook is Our Soul Space. It's based in West Fargo, North Dakota. If you're wondering, yes, I said North Dakota because that's where I live now.
That's where I live too.
So, but if any of you are interested in joining our group on Facebook, we're going to do more fun things on there as well, besides just our podcast. We'll have our podcast videos. We'll have wonderful other videos. We're going to have tips and tricks and things as we go.
Yeah.
Information, and we want it to be a fun place. We want it to be a place where we can all kind of gather and be positive and have fun together. So if you're wanting to join us there, there'll be information on our YouTube channel of how to join that. We'll
we can put a link there.
Yeah, we'll get a link to it. And then obviously you can look at our Soul Space page on Facebook as well, so that you can, I want to join that group. Of course you want to join that group. We're a lot of fun.
Yeah. And we'll hop in there doing lives once in a while, just randomly, and do some fun stuff. So it'll be a place where you can find your happy or raise your vibration or mood, whatever. So we'll just do some fun things and have kind of a little happiness place.
So feel free to join us.
Yeah.
And I think we're good to end here for our first podcast. We've had a really good conversation. We hope you've enjoyed it as well. And we look forward to seeing you on the next.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.